training, we went over problem trees and reverse engineering. Now we're going to show you how to use those tools to build the base on which your logic model will rest: the problem statement and the long-term outcome. So what is your problem statement made up of? The problem statement is the who, what, where, when, and why of the situation that you're dealing with. So for instance, low-income youth in DC are not able to attend college due to poor academic performance and economic barriers. Or, little access to green space, little exercise, and unhealthy eating habits have increased the rates of obesity among community members. So let's think about a real program. Let's take the National School Lunch Program. The National School Lunch Program is a federally assisted meal program that provides low-cost, nutritionally balanced meals to millions of school children each day in this country. So what do you think the problem statement of the National School Lunch Program would be? You can write your answer here, and then move on to choose the correct answer. Choose the one that most looks like the one that you wrote. Now let's look at long-term outcomes. There is always only one long-term outcome, and it's the answer to your problem statement. It's also achievable, aligned with the organization's mission, relevant to the context and the target population, achieves maximum impact. You'll note that in these criteria are achievable and maximum impact. That's going to make a frame to make sure that you're doing as much as you can do without really overshooting and setting yourself up for failure. So the best way to start making a long-term outcome is to see how not to make a long-term outcome. So let's go over some poorly constructed long-term outcomes and figure out why that is. So let's take a college access program for low-income youth. Let's think about what the long-term outcome would be. How about this one? Youth completing the program attend Harvard. Why do you think that's not an appropriate long-term outcome? Right, because it's not really achievable. How about this one? Youth completing the program enroll in medical school. Exactly. It's not relevant to the context and the target population. These youth are trying to get into college, they're not trying to get into medical school, so you're skipping an entire step. And lastly, youth completing the program fill out one college application. Right, that sure is achievable, but it's not maximum impact. Doing that really doesn't make your program worth that much. So now let's go back to the National School Lunch Program. What do you think the long-term outcome of the National School Lunch Program is? You can write your answer here, and then choose from the answers that pop up below to see which one is most like yours.